Hi everybody, welcome back to Lockdown Lessons part 47 now. With me today I've got Jason Gould from the Chislehurst Chiropractic Clinic. So firstly, I just want to say a big hello to you, Jason.
Thank you for welcoming, Phil. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Really looking forward to finding out a bit more about what you do. So I suppose the first question is for the people that are actually watching this right now that don't know who you are or don't know how you help people, perhaps you could go into a bit of detail around that, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a chiropractor, a clinical lead at Chislehurst Chiropractic Clinic, we help patients with back pain, sciatica, headaches, shoulder problems. My background, sports injury, so it's really just helping people have better quality life and better posture.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So I suppose the title of these interviews are Lockdown Lessons. So that's what this is going to be about. And obviously it will have affected you in different ways than maybe other businesses as well. But if you could sort of cast your mind back to March last year, or even just before that, at what point did you think this is actually something that might actually affect our business and might be a problem for us?
I think kind of around February time, when you heard that Italy had first gone into lockdown, you started to kind of realize that that was a possibility, and that was kind of, you know, the first thing where you start to realize that you need to maybe start looking at things differently.
Absolutely. And funnily enough, you're the first person that said that, but I also said that as well when I was interviewed to somebody about Italy going into lockdown. I think it was you know, a lot of stuff happens over in the Far East that maybe we don't pay enough attention to. And then when it hits Europe, everyone starts to wake up and say, wow, you know, that's something big's happening here. And we maybe do need to sit up and take notice. So I agree totally with you on that one. So how have you managed to adapt to what's happened to your business during lockdown then, Jason?
I think we were, as a sector in healthcare, it was kind of a frustration because we felt that we could provide a service and that was needed at the time. Obviously, we were closed for a couple of months at the beginning, and I think it's affected our business in a number of ways, and it's given us a chance to kind of look at how we provide that service, what we do, how we can sort of utilise sort of different opportunities to help patients, really.
Good stuff. I didn't realise it was 2 months you were closed for.
Yeah, it's, I think it was from 23rd of March, we were permitted to reopen on the 19th of May. And although we were able to do emergency services, that was maybe working with 1 or 2 patients a day during the actual lockdown itself. So nine of my team went into furlough, and I had 4 people working from home in the first couple of months.
Understandably so. Okay. So I also like to focus on the wins as well. So sure. What wins have you seen, even if they've only happened recently? It'd be interesting to find out.
I think from the wins point of view, I think that it really gave us a chance to really focus on the business. Personally, I got to spend a lot of time with my family. Ever get an opportunity like that again to really spend some quality time? So I was very blessed to be able to really spend a lot of time with them. From a wins point of view from the clinic, I think it's looking at our systems and our processes. So we looked at how to automate, and we had 4 pieces of technology that we brought into the clinic over the last year, and I think it's helped us to, you know, digital online forms, online booking, sort of things to make life for both of ourselves and for our patients better. And I think that's given us a chance to kind of to do that. And also a huge win for me is I got to publish my book. I worked on sort of building assets and things from the business that can sort of, you know, utilize that to really develop the business.
That's brilliant. I think that's a great point you just made there, in terms of it gave us the time to sort of step back and look at our business differently, also spend more time with our family as well. And for you writing a book, amazing. That's you know, I think that probably more books have been written in lockdown than probably any other year or 18-month period in history, I would have thought, based on the amount of time people have had, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been working on it for 4 years. It was more just completing and finishing the project that kind of happened. But yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. No, congratulations. So what would you say the biggest issues that you had to overcome within the practice then, Jason?
Well, the first 3 weeks, I would have said it was survival mode, sort of, working with various coaches and mentors over the years. It was not wasting any time and actually looking at that. So when you've got a, running costs of 16,000 a month, after things have been reduced, it's trying to find a way that you can sort of safely navigate things as best as you can to make sure your business is still here afterwards. So that was kind of the major sort of challenge to overcome in the first bit. The second set of 3 weeks, I was focusing on creating assets, and in the last set of the few weeks we were looking at risk assessments. And I think that the one thing, the real distinction for me was, while there was so much uncertainty, the transitioning from that to a leadership side of things of, well, at some point we will reopen, and rather than being waiting to be told on what to do, let's create all of our own risk assessments. And then when the real ones came, it meant that we weren't on the back foot. We'd thought things through in advance, so we were able to get back to work a lot faster because we had everything in place.
Good stuff. That's a great answer. So have there been any changes that you've put into practice over the last 18 months that you're going to actually continue with, that maybe you wouldn't have thought of prior to the initial lockdown, Jason?
Yes, so we changed our database and our entire system. So we've got the ability to have online bookings, online forms, and then recently we've just had a local videographer come into the clinic and film all of the exercise and rehabilitation videos we do. So although I made some videos on my phone during lockdown, it's a project that I've been wanting to complete for a while. So to actually kind of look at continuing to develop the online and digital side of what we do to support our patients with their home care, that's kind of something that we've been investing time in developing.
Fantastic. So the videos were to support patients with their home care. Were they also to sort of educate parents about what you do in the practice if they come in as well?
Not so much. A lot of it's been more added value in terms of tips on posture, how to set up desks, things along those lines. And I've had, because of the book as well, I've had various speaking engagements. So I've worked with the BBC World Service for health and wellbeing of their teams, and I recently did a presentation to 200 GPs on the role of the chiropractor, and we're seeing so many challenges with local community services. So I think a lot of that's really been focused on helping support the local community.
Oh, good stuff. That's amazing work you've done. So is there anything that you sort of in some ways kicked yourself that you hadn't done sooner? You put into practice during lockdown, you thought, hang on, we could have done this years ago. Why didn't we get this done?
I mean, that everything that you sort of look at, you end up not necessarily putting in place things. It's very easy to kind of carry on with day-to-day things and not get important projects done. So absolutely, it was an opportunity to really look at the whole business and say, how can we improve, and look at all of the services that we're offering and develop all of that. So yeah, it was a great opportunity for that.
Good stuff. That's a good point, I suppose. So is there anything you've learned about yourself during the last 18 months or so, Jason?
I think the resilience. I teach a lot about the fight and flight response and stress response, and I think everybody was under stress, and I think that the thing that my mentors have taught has been to be able to get yourself back into that state of healthy sort of mindset. You're not reacting to circumstances, you're responding. And when you're in fight and flight, you're in very much a reactive mode, and it's easy to make the impulse decisions that could be detrimental. So to be able to think strategically of what you need to do. So I ended up meditating, I got adjusted more, and sort of really, really worked on my mindset to be able to then work with my leadership team to be able to help. And the challenges I saw my team go through, was really interesting because every single sector kind of went through the same anxiety patterns, even though it was months later for some industries. So being able to get back into the office again, for example, and a lot of industries still haven't done that. So there's going to be a lot of challenges that people are going to face, sort of going back on the tube, going back to work, and so it's kind of really just trying to sort of work on that mindset. So that's what I think I learned a lot about myself in that respect.
Absolutely. I mean, if there's two things that I say any business owner needs before anything is cash flow and positive mindset, because without those, one of those two, you're in deep trouble. Yeah. And if you've got both of them, you can pretty much attack any problem or issue that comes up, and it's going to work eventually at some stage, isn't it? Really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's a really, really good point. So talking about something sort of personal now, I suppose, is there anything, or what was the first thing you did when we sort of stepped out of lockdown that you weren't able to do before?
Wow. So one of the first things we did, we booked a holiday, and went round to visit my parents. That was, they live locally, so that was really important for us.
Brilliant. It's yeah, it makes you appreciate what you couldn't have before. Once, all the things we used to take for granted, we just used to do it without thinking. Now it's quite a big deal, isn't it, really? So
absolutely. My daughter turned 1 during lockdown, and so she hardly saw her grandparents at all throughout that first year. So yeah, it was lovely to be able to sort of go and see them again.
Lovely. No, it's really, really, really nice stories I've heard from people asking the same question, really. So just the final two questions, just to wrap up then, Jason. Who's your ideal customer, and if that person is actually watching this now, how can you actually help them?
Okay, so in the clinic, one of the main areas of interest that I have is working with people with complex disc injuries. So if they've got sciatica or trapped nerve that's affecting their arm, affecting quality of life, a lot of my patients come in and they're unsure of what's caused it, how it's affecting them, and what they can do. So that's one major area I work with, as well as I work with a lot of professional athletes, amateur and elite athletes. So sports and performance is my other key area. So that hopefully that's if somebody needs help and advice and I don't believe I can help them, I'll tell them. So we always offer a complimentary check if they'd like.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. So if anyone wants to get in contact with you or the clinic, Jason, how best can they reach you?
So they could contact us at Chislehurst Chiropractic Clinic. So the website, we've got a Facebook page, or they could contact us on our phone numbers, 0208 295 1733.
Lovely, fantastic. What I'll do is I'll pop your contact details below in the comments. So if anyone's watching this video wants to get in contact with Jason or the clinic, wants to find out more, feel free to contact them using the contact details below. And I'm sure Jason will look after you, and his team will do too. So thank you very much, Jason. Really appreciate your time, and yeah, catch up soon.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.